A very good evening. Much thanks for joining us here on the program. This is Lookuptv News. Mansana Lima, sign language interpreter is Felista Adundo. It is exactly 9 p.m. East African time. We've got lots lined up for you in the political sphere, business action, as well as a lot of sporting activity. We don't want you to miss anything at Lookuptv on X, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel is where you can engage with us. I'll be sampling some of your feedback at the tail end of this broadcast. Before we get into all that we have prepared for you, here are our top stories. Tonight on Lookuptv News.
Part of that walk to changing this country for good in the actualization of this housing agenda.
This bill is a bill that doesn't concern counties and therefore doesn't have to go to the Senate. That has to be clarified.
Push and pull in Parliament as MPs begin debate on housing bill to comply with the court orders. The Kenya shilling appreciates greatly against the dollar after the government buyback of the Eurobond.
I'm ready, yes, to go for the chairmanship of the African Union.
Is it an exit from active politics? Azimio leader Raul Odinga announces candidacy for AU Commission head job. Once more, welcome to the broadcast. The hashtag is Lookuptv News. Feel free to engage with us. Let's begin. A heated debate ensued in the National Assembly during the second reading of the Affordable Housing Bill 2023, with MPs from both sides of the political divide differing regarding the bill. The bill was vehemently rejected by those from the opposition, with the Kenya Kwanza counterparts following the directives of the party leader, President William RUTO, who called on the legislators to support the bill. Henry Tende now files.
Efforts to align the housing levy with the demands of the law following a ruling of the High Court that declared the levy unconstitutional are in top gear. Today, the National Assembly engaged in a heated debate when the housing bill that has undergone reforms to cure the problems pointed out by the judiciary was tabled for a second reading. As expected, the bill continued to draw mixed reactions, lawmakers allied to the government expressing their unequivocal support for the bill, advocating for its implementation to help President RUTO deliver on one of his key campaign promises.
This bill, Honorable Speaker, gives us that opportunity that we have all been yearning for. That opportunity not just to provide affordable, decent housing to millions of Kenyans who lack, in line with Article 43 of our Constitution, but an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, more importantly, to create millions of jobs.
Let us take this bold step, pass this bill, and wait for the results. And most of us who are sitting in the oversight committees, we will ensure that the projects which have been earmarked under this particular bill, Mr. Speaker, will be put into prudent use.
We must ensure as a House that we support this bill, Honorable Speaker. We enact this legislation, Honorable Speaker, so that we can be in line with the recommendations of the judiciary and expedite delivering the plan to the people of this nation, Honorable Speaker.
The sentiments were different, though, from the opposition team in the House. The Azimio lawmakers continue to harbor concerns about the housing levy, saying it is a scheme by the government to introduce additional taxes when Kenyans are facing hard economic times.
What greater opportunity, Honorable Speaker, than this housing agenda to raise money through the housing levy and through the housing fund to massively invest in infrastructural investments that will not only create an opportunity for millions of Kenyans to have affordable homes.
As Azimio, we would have wanted to implement this policy by simply having Parliament appropriate money from Kenyan taxpayers' money. Simply collect taxes in the normal manner and appropriate part of that money to go and construct the houses. No, you're not doing it. You are simply creating new taxes.
As the two camps engaged in a push and pull game over the bill, President William RUTO, who was on a development tour of Murang'a County, urged the House to support the bill to help him push through the housing program.
Leo katika bunge iko sheria ya housing. Mimi nataka niombe wabunge wa Kenya waende wapitishe hiyo sheria ya housing ili tupange ajira ya hawa vijana waweze kuendelea na program ya housing, ndio Kenya iweze kusonga mbele, kwa sababu hiyo ndio mbinu nchi zingine zimetumia pale nyuma. Sisi tumechelewa kama Kenya.
Henry Tendanyula, Lookuptv.
Away from that, opposition leader Raila Odinga has officially announced that he is ready to contest for the African Union Commission chairperson job. While terming it a brain drain, Odinga said that he is displeased with how African youth are forced to cross borders to other continents under others' conditions that just to eke out a living. Ian Keitani files the following story.
With the speculations going round in recent weeks regarding Odinga vying for the AU Commission chairperson seat, the Azimio chief has put the speculations to rest, noting that after wide consultations, is now ready to vie and succeed Musa Faki Mahamat.
I'm inclined to accept the challenge. Should the leadership of Africa want my services, I am ready. And therefore today I want to make it public that I'm ready, yes, to go for the chairmanship of the African Union.
Addressing the media in Nairobi alongside former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, Odinga emphasized the importance of African countries working together and using the resources at hand, as it was saddening that despite being home to some of the most expensive minerals, the continent was not doing well economically.
It's a paradox that the richest in terms of resources is also the poorest. This is something that we need to reverse. And it can only be reversed if we as a continent marshal all our resources for the faster socio-economic growth of our continent.
If he indeed clinches the coveted seat, Odinga has vowed to address the issue of youth migration to European countries in search of better opportunities, which most of the time turns tragic.
There is right now brain drain out of our continent. It is also actually appalling to see young African people drowning in the Mediterranean in search of greener pastures out of the continent. This is something that can also be reversed.
Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo noted that indeed it was time for East Africa to take over leadership of the Commission in what looked like him backing the ODM Supreme.
Because we believe that people who have held the position of head of government, either at the Prime Minister level or at the presidential level, will be able to knock at the door of incumbent prime ministers and presidents without much ado. And such people will probably be the right person, armed with other attributes. When you look at those who have held that position before, I believe strictly it should be the turn of East Africa. Not too long ago we had Southern Africa. The one now whose time will be ending is Central Africa. Before that, as I said, we had Konare from West Africa. I believe it should be the turn of Eastern Africa.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Now, Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha has announced that the registration for Kenyans under the Social Health Insurance Fund will kickstart on March 1st this year. As Mevin Getembe now files, the National Health Insurance Fund has been given a grace period of 1 year to ensure all cases under the scheme are fully resolved.
It is at the National Assembly Health Committee where the Ministry of Health, led by the Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha, announced the onset of public registration of the newly Social Health Insurance Fund. replacing National Health Insurance Fund NHIF, SHIF registration to kick off as from the 1st of March 2023.
So that we transit with the right people from NHIF. And besides that we get a proper mechanism of doing a claims management and claims verification. Just the same way you've said in the private, they have these people they call case managers, who are nurses who come at your bedside. Yes. Can we replicate the same in NHIF or in SHA?
Replicate the same.
That a quality assurance officer.
The NHIF board, led by the Chief Executive Officer Elijah Wachira, has been given at most 12 months to transit from NHIF to SHIF, and as the transition process begins, the ministry has been directed to revise qualifications of healthcare workers and categorization of healthcare centers.
Only involved in activities of winding up. Anything that is to the nature of winding up, that is what NHIF is doing. Otherwise, daily operations and other strategic and policy items are being prosecuted by the SHA board.
NHIF continues to face several woes on top corruption. The insurance fund on the past 1 year losing more than 20 billion to corruption and fraudulent. As the investigation continues to bring to book those responsible, the committee, however, lays the blame on NHIF officials, claiming they were involved.
From documents that I have seen from NHIF, the RUTO has not paid back even a single cent. Because NHIF has a peculiar arrangement with facilities that when the facilities steal from NHIF and they are caught and they are sanctioned to pay back, the payments are deducted from future claims.
The NHIF Chief Executive Officer Elijah Wachira says investigations into findings on loss of public money in NHIF is underway.
The investigating agencies is that there will be a ready report in the next 1 week.
The committee now wants all names of the NHIF officials involved in the transaction process submitted to the committee for further interrogations in time not exceeding 1 week. Mavin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
And as the shilling continues to gain over the dollar, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has attributed the gain to President William Ruto's intervention, hinting that the likelihood of the Kenyan shilling gaining further value against the dollar in coming months. As Stanley Lugari and all files, his sentiments were echoed by spokesperson Isaac Mwaura, noting that the gain was as a result of the government paying $1.5 billion to a Eurobond.
Government spokesperson Dr. Isaac Mwaura on Thursday during a press conference in Nairobi insisted that the Kenyan shilling has gained against the dollar as a result of Kenyan government paying $1.5 billion Eurobond debt, stressing that the process is putting the country in a position to take more loans. However, he explained that the government is planning to take long-term loans with easy and efficient repayment plans.
Reaping from Eurobonds placement and the targeted interventions by the government, the Kenya shilling has now reversed the downward trend and is appreciating in value against major world currencies, and even including East Africa. In fact, our currency now is stronger than even our counterparts in East Africa. This means that the shilling has now appreciated for 11 straight days to trade below 153.75 shillings at some commercial banks.
Mwaura's sentiments have been echoed by President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, with the President Ruto insisting that the repayment of Eurobond has resulted to a gain in value of the Kenyan shilling, with the Deputy President calling on Kenyans with the dollars to sell.
Maneno ya uchumi tumeanza kuifanyia kazi. For the last 1 year, nimepanga mambo ya uchumi ya Kenya. Na niliwaahidi ya kwamba tutakabiliana na shida ya madeni. Sasa mkiona kuanzia jana na juzi, mambo ya uchumi wa Kenya imeanza kurudi mahali penye imekuwa ya dhabiti. Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie, kuna watu walikuwa wanafikiria ya kwamba Kenya itakosa kulipa madeni. Mimi niliwaambia, siwezi kuruhusu nchi yetu iingie kwa nchi ambazo zimeshindwa, nchi ambazo zimepigwa mnada, nchi ambazo zimeingia kwa madeni hawawezi kulipa. Na mimi niliwahakikishia, nitahakikisha ya kwamba Kenya inalipa madeni yake.
Mwaura also said the ETS system for registering people traveling to Kenya has enabled an increase in the number of dollars and contributed to an increase of the value of shilling due to a surge in tourists visiting.
Tuna bajeti ya karibu trilioni 4. Tunachukua kodi ya karibu trilioni 2.1. Lakini ukiangalia mfumo huu wa e-citizen tayari tuna uwezo wa kuchukua zaidi ya trilioni 1.5. Kwa makadirio ya upeo wa chini. Sasa itakuwaje basi wewe useme kwamba tusijimudu? Kwa nini tuende tukope na tuna fedha za kujimudu sisi hapa nchini? Kwa hivyo hilo ni jambo ambalo tunasisitizia na tunaomba Wakenya waweze kuwa na utu, kuona kwamba wasifaidi na mali ya umma ili tusiweze kuwa sisi ni watumwa kwa sababu ya mikopo.
The spokesperson indicated the current challenges in receiving 34-page passports as he reprimanded the court order stopping the process of issuing new digital identity cards, revealing that over 1.2 million IDs are yet to be collected.
Stakabadhi za kusafiri tunapenda kuziita passport. Shida ni kwamba zile za kurasa 34 zipo, za kurasa 50 zipo, na watu wengi sana hawajaweza kupata vitambulisho. Kuna vitambulisho bado hazijaweza kuchukuliwa zaidi ya 1684, ilhali kuna watu 1600 ambao bado wameweza kufanya application. Tunaomba wale ambao hawajachukua vitambulisho waweze kuchukua, lakini kwa sababu ya kesi ambayo iko kotini pia wengine waweze kuchukua.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
And it's a good time for us to take a very fast break here on the program. So much more on the other side. Don't go too far.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Mambo ni mawili: kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Bua muka we mse. Nini mbaya? Wewe kwani wani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya? Lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time, hata angalia barabara. Wewe dereva wewe, mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitamtamka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Lookup News. I'm Nancy Nalimo. Our sign language interpreter is Felista Adundo. Let's continue informing you. President William RUTO today, while on a development tour in Kandara, Murang'a County, cautioned teachers over sending children home over school fees. RUTO noted that the government has allocated 7.5 billion shillings to facilitate JSS education.
Niliwaambia tunabadilisha mambo ya matibabu. Ndio watu wawache kuuza shamba yao kulipa pesa ya hospitali. Watu wawache kuuza ardhi, wauze ng'ombe, wasifanye mambo hiyo ingine yote. Tunataka tuwe na mpango maalum ambayo mambo ya matibabu hospitalini, serikali iwe na mpango ambayo itahakikisha hakuna mwananchi tena atauza mali yake kulipa gharama ya hospitali. Gharama ya hospitali italipwa na serikali ya Kenya. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Na sababu hiyo tumebadilisha sheria ya Kenya ya matibabu. Sasa tuko na sheria 4 mpya. Hata saa hizi public participation inaendelea ya vile hiyo sheria itatumika kuanzia tarehe 1 mwezi ujao kwa mapenzi ya Mungu. Ndio tuweze kupunguza gharama ya matibabu. Tulisema mambo 3 ya muhimu. Ama ni 4 ya muhimu. Ya kwanza, tuwe na hawa community health promoters. Kila kijiji na hawa community health promoters tuko na wao 2,000 hapa Murang'a. Mimi nimetoa equipment, huyu ndugu yangu Kangata amepanga hawa ku identify. Tumepatia hawa equipment, wako na equipment ya kupima mambo ya sukari, wanaweza kukupima mambo ya pressure, wanaweza kukupima mambo ingine, wakuambie mambo yako iko namna hii, enda hospitali, fanya hivi, wacha kukula sukari mingi. Unajua pale kijijini kuna mtu mgonjwa lakini hata hajui ni mgonjwa. Si namna hiyo? Na anakaa na ugonjwa ambaye ingetibiwa na serikali. Tunatumia bilioni 600 kila mwaka kusomesha watoto wa Kenya. Hatuwezi kutumia bilioni 600 kusomesha watoto wa Kenya na hatuna mpango wakitoka pale shuleni watafanya kazi wapi. That will be irresponsible of us. We cannot spend 600 billion every year to educate our children, yet we don't have a plan for them. When they get out of school, what are they going to do? Na ndio sababu kwa mara ya kwanza sasa tuko na mpango mara 4 ya vile tunapanga ajira hawa vijana. Vijana mnanisikiza? Na kila mtu unajipanga na akili yako. Hakuna mtu atakuletea kitu mpaka nyumbani. Lazima utumie.
Now, lawyers drawn from the Law Society of Kenya Nakuru branch today took to the streets to demonstrate against the Nakuru County government. According to the lawyers, the move was necessitated by the decision of the county government to disregard court orders. The demonstrations were, however, marred with chaos after lawyers were confronted by a mob of guns.
Thursday morning, lawyers from the LSK Nakuru branch took to the streets to protest against the Nakuru County government over disregarding of court orders. The demonstrations were, however, curtailed by a group of goons who the lawyers claim were hired by the county government of Nakuru.
We wanted to engage in a peaceful protest, and you can see the nature in which the county government is engaging. They hired goons to disrupt us. They hired goons to stop us from advocating for what we as advocates ordinarily need to advocate for, the rule of law.
The lawyers, led by the Rift Valley Lawyers Association branch chairperson Aston Ogenge, leading the protest, claimed that the Nakuru County government had refused to obey court orders, forcing them to take to the streets to call the county government to order.
We are here at the Nakuru County headquarters. We are here to exercise our constitutional right to present our petition. The Society of Kenya has keenly been following the case pitting the War Memorial Hospital against the county government of Nakuru. Fortunate that the county government has blatantly refused to obey these orders. Instead, the county government has overseen a violent and forceful takeover of the hospital. In the process, it has crippled its operations, violating the rights of the patients. The Law Society of Kenya takes great exception to this kind of impunity, and this being overseen by the government of our own governor. It pains us to say that when Susan Kihika was elected into office, we knew that she will champion the rule of law, constitutionalism, and she will be a fighter for constitutional freedoms.
Moreover, Henry Opondo, chairperson of the Law Society Nakuru branch, noted that the aim was to continue the activity without violence before they were attacked by goons who they claim were hired by the Nakuru County government.
Our intention was not to engage in any political affairs. Our intention was just to indicate that the judiciary should be respected, their orders should be respected, and the independence of the judiciary should be affirmed as an equal and equitable partner to the government. And it is in these regards that this petition must be heeded to.
The government has acquired new mobility equipment for the security officers deployed in Wajir, Mandera and Garissa counties, which are more prone to terror threats. The move aims to secure every part of the country and deal ruthlessly with persons involved in contraband, trade, drug and human trafficking, banditry and livestock rustling.
To control insecurity in northern Kenya, the government has acquired new mobility equipments for security officers deployed in Wajir, Mandera and Garissa counties.
Sub-county haikuji hivi hivi na haikuji peke yake. Vilevile inakuja na idara zile zingine za kiusalama na idara zile zingine za kiserikali ambazo zitaleta manufaa.
In his message to Wajir residents, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki warned those involved in human trafficking to cease such activities, promising to launch more security centers to combat crimes.
Kuna watu ambao wanahusika na kusafirishaji wa binadamu, human trafficking, ambaye ni shida kubwa hapa. Kwa hivyo nauliza vitengo vyote vya usalama.
Kindiki also pledged to inaugurate all coordinated security centers listed in the government gazette to provide security services close to the residents.
Hizo sub-county zote ambazo zilikuwa zimewekwa katika gazeti rasmi lakini bado hazijaanzishwa, nataka nitangaze katika mwaka huu.
Additionally, Kindiki mentioned launching a training center for NPR recruits starting from 1st March to enhance security services in the Wajir region, which often faces security challenges, especially along its borders within the neighboring countries.
Our NPR wapya training yao itaanza tarehe 1 mwezi Machi, mwezi mmoja, alafu mwisho wa Machi tuwapatie bunduki. Nitakuja hapa kuanzilisha hiyo pass out ya hiyo training ya NPR ambao watachunga watu wetu ambao wako pale mpakani.
John Matava, Lookuptv.
Right, following directives given by President William RUTO during his visit to Bungoma County, the construction and facelift of Matulo airstrip is set to be completed before Madaraka Day. Speaking during an inspection of the facility, Interior PS and his transport counterpart noted that upon completion, the facility will spur economic growth in the region.
The construction of the airstrip is in line with the directives issued by the President William Ruto during his visit to the county. Transport PS Mohammed and his internal security counterpart Raymond Omolo have assured residents that the airstrip will be completed before Madaraka Day celebrations, which will be held in Bungoma County.
We are also going to go to second phase of this project, put up terminal buildings and open up this region. These are counties that are near borders of another country. It will just make sense to increase accessibility not only through roads but also through air, and eventually when we extend the SGR.
So we are trying to see into it that we make it functional, primarily ahead of the Madaraka Day celebrations, which will be hosted by Bungoma County.
Speaking during the visit at the airport, Omolo urged those who have grabbed the land near the airport to move out in order to allow construction work move swiftly.
And we will be having an engagement with the public through the county government, so that then we can get the entire piece for this airstrip to make economic sense, not just for the people of Bungoma, but for the people of this region and the country.
The secretaries have strongly defended the project, saying that it will boost the economy of Bungoma County and neighboring counties, while asking the residents to support the project to ensure that it will be successful.
The airstrip will be used for commercial purposes to serve not just this county, but this region of Western Kenya.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
In what points at a positive turn of events, schools in banditry-prone areas in West Pokot have registered a high number of students joining Form 1 this year. However, the schools operate under extreme pressure due to lack of proper learning facilities. George Kayesi with more on our county rep.
In what has been termed as a big win for the interior and education docket, schools in banditry-prone areas of West Pokot have enrolled high number of Form 1 students this year. According to Emily Lokacha, the principal of Cheptulel, insecurity in the area led to closure of about 7 schools in a period of 7 years, but the situation is now changing.
Tumetia bidii, tumepata wanafunzi 34 katika kidato cha 4 na tukaungana pamoja na walimu, tukafanya bidii pamoja na wanafunzi, tukatangamana vizuri na mwishowe walipofanya mtihani wakafaulu.
However, residents are now asking the government to address insecurity in the area so that normalcy can fully return. Elsewhere, hotels in community conservancies of Tungai and Malaso in Samburu County have been closed due to surge in cases of insecurity in the area. This follows attacks that left several people dead and others injured in Samburu West sub-county. Residents led by former Samburu lawmaker Peter Lenges have called on the Inspector General of Police Japhet Kome to intervene and ensure normalcy is restored.
Lodge this petition with the Inspector General of Police requesting the said office to take immediate action to avert senseless loss of human lives, loss of property and wildlife habitat within Tungai Malaso Wildlife Conservancy.
Meanwhile, National Police Reservist recruits in Isiolo have received kind donation for use at the camp courtesy of Isiolo County Governor Abdi Guyo. Speaking when handing over the items, Isiolo County Police Commander Moses Mutisia noted the move reflects Governor Guyo's commitment to work with national security team in ensuring residents in the troubled areas of Isiolo are assured of their security.
I wish to appreciate the Governor for Isiolo County and his county government for the support they have given us, and hopefully our training exercise will be a great success, and this will contribute to enhancing the security of Isiolo County.
Finally, Matungu constituency member of parliament Peter Nabulindo now says he will present a bill in parliament to control the infamous disco matanga over what he says is a threat to the young generation who fall in the trap of drug abuse.
Nitapeleka mswada bunge ya kuregulate disco matanga ili kuprotect hawa watoto. Watoto wanakunywa pombe, watoto wanaingia katika madawa za kulevya kwa sababu hapo hivyo it is free.
George Kayesi, Lookuptv.
The name of your school? Asante.
Let's now get sporty. Kenya National Volleyball champions KCB crushed Kenya Army team with a scoreline of 3-0 in the third leg of the Kenya Volleyball Federation League played at Malaba Grounds, Busia County. KCB Lionesses asserted their dominance on the court from kickoff, bagging a win with a margin of 25-12 in the first set. The second and the third sets affirmed the Bankers' supremacy, winning by a margin of 25-14 and 25-11.
Kenya Army, I can say the game has been good. It was an average game for us to gauge ourselves after having played in the last tournament like a month ago. It was a good game for us to gauge ourselves, to gauge our level of fitness, and we look forward for improving much more better than we did today. Tomorrow we are playing also a good team. We expect to win, nothing short of a win, but we'll go to do our best and leave the rest to God.
Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba now has assured Kenyans that proper structure has been put in place to ensure that Kenya hosts the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations alongside Uganda and Tanzania. Ababu, who spoke after briefing the National Assembly Sports Committee on the country's preparedness for the coming tournament, noted that of the selected venue, Moi Sports Center Kasarani has been closed and is undergoing construction.
Background preparations, this being a joint, it's very unique. It's a very unique AFCON. 2027 will be a unique one.
because this will be the very first time ever that AFCON is being hosted by 3 countries. 2 countries have done it before, but this will be a first with 3 countries. And so we are alive to the unique opportunities and challenges of 3 host nations. We have put together a structure just to make sure that we remained aligned, we remained in touch. Last year, Kenya hosted the first tripartite retreat for all the 3 countries, where we agreed on a roadmap. We consult pretty much weekly between myself and my colleague ministers in Uganda and Tanzania. Locally, we are keeping our finger on the pulse of these preparations. The big thing, of course, that is visible to the public is the infrastructure. And I'm glad that we remain on track for the 2 principal venues. The 2 principal venues being Moi Sports Center Kasarani and the new Talanta Sports City. We are very much on track for that. Kasarani is already closed. We closed that on December 15, 2023. And the construction is going on. I visited at the beginning of January, in the first week of January, and I can confirm that the works are on track, are ongoing as per the Gantt chart we have.
And just like that, we've come to the end of the broadcast this evening. Well, thank you so much for being part of it. And let's keep the conversation going across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv on X, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. To catch the latest stories that are making headlines as well on our website, where we are at www.lookuptv.co.ke. I am Nancy Nalima. Our sign language interpreter for tonight has been Felista Adundo. We appreciate you for watching. Have yourselves a pleasant evening. Good night.